G'day everyone, welcome back to another episode of YJ Garage. Today we will be removing the cylinder head from the MX5. I'm doing the bare minimum and I'm not even going to jack up the car. Check it out. Alright, so first up you want to remove the intake tube. Don't forget the breather hose. Next you want to remove the airbox. Start by removing the breather. One bolt at the front. And one bolt at the rear there. Now it should come right out. Alright, start working from right to left on the harness at the front of the engine. Don't forget about this little sneaky switch here. It sits just on top of the power steering pump, which the previous owner must have forgotten about. Alright, I couldn't get the clips for the harness out, so I had to remove this bracket. It has to come out later anyway, so might as well do it now. 2 bolts. Don't forget these connectors at the rear of the throttle body. Disconnect your PCB. Remove the brake booster breather hose. Now you can move the wiring harness safely out of the way. Remove the throttle cable, push it to wide open. Slowly wiggle the connector there. Remove the brackets holding on the throttle cable. Got about one sneaky little connector back here at the rear of the head. Watch out for that earth wire. Note there's 2 different lengths of the bottom bolts. Tuck that safely to the side. My plan was to remove these two fuel lines, however they wouldn't budge for me, but that's okay. Instead, I will remove the fuel rail. Careful not to lose the black spaces beneath the fuel rail there where it bolts to the cylinder head. Gotta remove this, it's in the way of the fuel rail. Just 2 bolts, somewhere around down there. Don't forget the gasket if it drops down. Careful with the wiring harness. Move the fuel rail out of the way. Disconnect this bracket beneath the throttle body. There's a bolt down there, and that's what it looks like. It's probably the hardest part of the whole job, was removing these 2 bolts underneath the throttle body. Next, let's move over to the exhaust side. Five bolts and the exhaust shield will come out. I did also need to remove this bolt so that the shield could clear this pipe. Undo your exhaust bolts. Undo the dipstick bolt there, watch out for the earth line. Make sure to follow the sequence here for removing the valve cover. Remove your spark plugs. Remove the upper timing cover. Try not to make a mess. Loosen the bolts of the water pump pulley. Now you want to loosen tension on the belt, so you need a wrench on that bolt there. That's my setup. I do have another video that covers this more clearly. I'll put a link up. Pivot the alternator, out comes the belt. Now remove those water pump pulley bolts. Loosen the one bolt holding in the upper middle timing cover there. Crank your engine clockwise to top dead center. The E and I marks there on the engine should line up with the cover. And on the intake cam, the I should be at the top, and on the exhaust cam, the E should be at the top. Now normally you have to loosen this bolt here and push your idle tensioner over to relieve tension on the belt. Seems like mine's kind of able to just slip off. That's the direction that bolt wants to spin to loosen. One last hose on the intake side of the engine to remove. Next, remove the head bolts, all 10 of them. Make sure to follow the proper sequence. Two more hoses on the front thermostat to remove. You can start wiggling the cylinder head free. Do one last check, make sure everything is clear. Free the cylinder head from the exhaust manifold. It's been about 5 days and my back is still telling me that I should not have done that. At the very minimum, if you were to do this, I'm probably going to recommend not doing it though, but if you were, definitely have a helper to stand inside the car to pick up the head with proper form and then pass it to you outside the car, and then you can put it on the floor or wherever it needs to go. I know some of you mad beasts out there could probably curl the weight of whatever the cylinder head is, but seriously, just don't do it. Your back will thank you. And definitely drain the coolant first instead of doing it the way I did, which was horrible. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you in the next one.